Welcome back to the YouTube, guys. Slightly different video today. It's not the usual training video. It is a full day of eating. Everyone loves these videos, so we thought it was time to do another, given that I am currently in a different phase to the last one we filmed it. So we were literally at the final day of my pre-prep diet, so it's quite a good day to do it because it's literally showing you the extreme end of it in terms of how low my food's going at the end of a pre-prep diet. So 3 days ago, we decided to pull food for one last stint, just for the last few days, just to really push it, because the way body weight was kind of moving was suggestive that it wasn't going to get like that much off, and training was going really well. So food today is pretty low, and we'll go through the macros as we move through each meal. But today is the last day. It's a training day. It's pool, so I've got pool today, and yeah, we'll go to the gym. We'll film some bits at the gym, but the main area of this video is discussing, setting up your nutrition in a pre-prep diet, why it's like that for myself and why you might want to do the same. Where I time my meals in terms of time my macros in terms of carbohydrates and fats as well, and just showing you kind of what a pre-prep diet looks like in terms of it being in practice and what you need to do to get lean as a natural bodybuilder. So and also for assisted bodybuilders, it applies to both, but specifically what I'm doing. So but yeah, first meal right now, we have 50 grams of whey in here, which was the Perform cookie dough, which is very, very good. I really would recommend. Some people said it just tastes like vanilla, but I mean, cookie dough and vanilla do taste quite similar. So, but it tastes really, I think, in my opinion, really like cookie dough. I'm very much enjoying this right now. It might be my diet taste while I was speaking, but I absolutely love it. It also mixes really well. Like for Perform like this, I think they've maybe improved the mixability, and it mixes really nicely. So just as a shake, it's very nice. So yeah, I had 50 grams of whey, and then I had 10 grams of dark chocolate, which isn't much, but it's just a little bit of fats just to kind of, I guess, just settle things a bit in terms of my stomach and my appetite, and just making sure I'm not starving whilst I work. So yeah, the macros of this meal is 30 grams of protein, 35 grams of protein, and then it is pretty much 5 grams of carbs, and then 5 grams of fat as well. So not that many calories, but it's one of my smallest meals of the day, to be fair. I don't get that hungry in the morning. I can just get on with work and be distracted by that, to be honest. So yeah, cookie dough whey, it's really nice. So I'm just about to do my morning supplement. I don't take this straight away, I just get some fluid in first. So I've had like 1.5 litres to 2 litres of water already. It's been a couple hours now, but this is basically for all my performance needs in a way, in terms of hydration, creatine. So it's got Pico2, which is very good for hydrating the muscle cell, beta alanine. All these things are very good for performance purposes, and it's like a kind of thing you want to tick off on a daily basis in terms of every training day. So I'll have this every training day in the morning, and yeah, it tastes pretty good. This is peach iced tea, so HR Labs Basic. The reason it's called Basic is like your basic needs as an athlete, basically. It's just ticking that box off. I think whenever I've done it, it's been so effective for myself in terms of it just gives me a little bit more kind of hydration going into the gym, and just making sure I'm ticking the boxes I need to going into the session in terms of my readiness. If I run out, obviously you might think it's placebo, but I do notice slight differences, and I think it's definitely worth implementing. If you like to, well, firstly, obviously you need creatine. We know that's important. But what I'm saying is it's the extra things that come with it. So if you want to spend a little bit more money for a very high level creatine supplement, this is it. This is the best you can get for kind of supplementing your creatine, because it comes with everything else that you need, basically. I'll go to Elite Sups, PAL 10, you can get it. But yeah, I just mix it with kind of 1 litre of water pretty much, and I'll just sip on it whilst I work. And then, yeah, it does the job. Really good first week, mate. Very happy with the response so far. So obviously you're at 92 kilos on the 11th of November, all the way down to 89.8 in 4 days, which is a crazy response, but exactly what we wanted. So we got oats, pre-workout meal going down. These are jumbo rolled oats, which are way, way better. So if you are having oats, get the rolled oats, way better. I'm doing 150 grams in it, and I'm going to show you how to make really good oats, because I do believe there's a way of doing it. Shout out to Jack Thorburn. I doubt he's watching this, but I saw his, he did a tutorial on how to make oats and cream of rice with specific volumes of water. Huh? The ratios, well, you see it.
Yeah, when we went away.
The ratios, how to nail it. So we'll show you what I do based on what he said. So it's basically Jack's recipe, so I'm not trying to steal it. I'm not going to take credit, I learned it from him. But yeah, so we've got 150 grams of oats in here. So it's basically like, for this amount, I'm going to do like 700. So it's 150 already. So I'm going to take it to like 800 or 750 mils, which is a lot. But that's what we want when we're dieting. This is, I probably wouldn't do this if you're peak bulk. Not a good idea. Just be sick. Alright, that's probably a good amount. Yeah, alright, so you see like a massive bowl of oats we've got going down here. Oats is a weird one, like when I'm dieting, right now, it's so good. Like it's like the best meal ever. If I'm in the off season, I could not think of anything worse. It's funny how it changes, but yeah, here I am trying to make the most voluminous meal ever. So yeah, put it in for 2 minutes first. That's an annoying sound. It's not like a nice like bing. It's like right, let's do 2 minutes, and now I'll put it back in. Stir it a bit, put it back in for a minute. So, right, so that's cooked now. Not like completely, because we're going to put it back in, but we're going to add the whey to it. This is the Perform Sweet and Salty Popcorn, which is also really nice. Very, very nice, to be fair. It tastes exactly how it says. And you wouldn't expect this to be nice in protein, but genuinely it's so good, and especially in oats. It's a bit like cookie dough in a way, but similar type of flavour. So we're going to add 50 grams. And you're going to stir this in pretty quick so it mixes in nicely. That smells good, doesn't it? It smells
massive.
For the oat bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the point when you're starving like me. like 80% of my carbs are right here.
Yeah.
World's biggest oat bowl. Funny thing is, Richard was on like 7,500 calories. My client Richard, and he was doing 200 grams of oats. Imagine if you did 200 grams with this ratio. It wouldn't fit. Get there eventually. Right, so that's done. Put it in for a minute. Stir it again quick. Oh, fucking hell. Do it like that. So this is we put it in for like loads of 30-second intervals, just stirring it. Now it's quite thick. So what I do is add a bit of water. And you just stir it in. So this is what it's like now, which is perfect. Look at that. Now I'm just going to add 2 grams of salt. Pink Himalayan, because I'm such a bodybuilder. grams. $15 grams of nut butter, and then we're going to do 10 grams of dark chocolate as well. So I think that's tiny little. Tiny little. There we go. There is the pre-workout. So 150 grams of oats, 25 grams of, well, 15 grams of nut butter, 10 grams of dark chocolate, and then 50 grams of whey, 2 grams of salt. This is my pre-workout meal. This has been my pre-workout meal for the entirety of my pre-prep diet phase. So what I did is I kept food very, very high. The only thing that actually changed, I pulled my berries out. I had berries in this at one point, that went out. I've kept carbohydrates high pre-workout. This has worked so well for me because as you get leaner, your use of food on a short-term basis improves. So ability to digest food quickly and use food very well improves. So I wanted to make sure I was maximizing that pre-workout window. Going into the gym feeling fueled makes such a difference. So I've kept food high here. And the reason I do oats, there's actually some rationale behind it. It's because it digests a little bit slower than rice and it will keep me full for longer in my session. When you get lean, you burn through food quicker. So having something that can digest a little bit slower with a good amount of fats present, as you can see with the fats on top, helps massively. It helps so much. I honestly think keeping your food high pre-workout is the most important thing you need to focus on with nutrition when you're in a diet phase. So yeah, it's also good because I get a big meal now, even though I don't get much food elsewhere. Macros of this meal, 90 grams of carb, well, actually 95 grams of carb, and then the fats are at 22 grams of fat, well, 25 grams of fat, sorry, and then the protein is like 52 grams of protein, okay? So yeah, most of my calories are in this pre-workout window. Yeah, gonna enjoy this, very hungry. So we're about 5 minutes away from the coach. I've got defib and superhuman pump in here. We've got about like almost 400 milligrams of caffeine right now. I am rinsing the caffeine a little bit, just at that stage in the diet where I want to utilize a bit more just because it gives me a bit more energy when energy's a bit lower, and just can help regulate my appetite and so on. So yeah, definitely making the most of this right now. Final session of the pre-prep diet, so I want it to be a good one. So yeah, lots of pre-workout. I feel like people who complain about the appetite a lot don't realise how good caffeine can be for managing your appetite. So if you're not using enough caffeine, definitely increase your caffeine a little bit if you are though at those latter ends of your diet. Earlier on, yeah, definitely leave room to increase, but you know, when you're at the end, you may as well just make the most of it. We've got cola, defib, and then mango, superhuman pump. It's a good mix. Right, so we're at the gym. So like I said, final session of the pre-prep diet. I really want it to be a good one because this diet phase of training has been amazing. Like my hinge, I've lost like maybe 1 or 2 reps. It's crazy. I never really had a run like this before in a diet, but it's just been very easy. I feel like I've just learned a lot about how my training does well in a deficit, like what I need to do to retain. So I've been rotating between 200, 210 and 220 for like most of this diet. I've been doing 5, 7 and 9. Last time I did 220, I got 4 reps. I'm going in there with the goal to do 220 for a good set today. That is the plan, because I told myself I'm not going below 220. I want to stick to, get like 220 for a good amount of reps. So if we do that, that's a huge win. Yeah, final session. Let's make it a good one. And then training's getting adjusted a little bit just around my knees. when I come to the end of a diet, I'm always thinking, okay, what did I improve from the last, and now what do I need to improve now? And if you've done your job well in the last push-up, things should change, you know. Last time I was focused on a more like trap, and that really worked well. Now I want to focus more on just terrors and just hammering that, because I think it's an area that I need the most in my back shots. But yeah, we're not going to film like the whole session or anything like that. We're just going to film some clips. I figured I'll just talk now so you know what I'm planning to do and what I want to achieve from the session. So yeah, final session of the pre-prep diet. Let's get it.
Come on! There's nothing more rewarding than when you visualize a goal in your head for so long and then you do it. And that's why I love bodybuilding. In prep, you're visualizing the moment you step on stage. Right now, I've been visualizing finishing this diet doing 220 for 5. And we fucking did it. After a couple of weeks ago, taking 4 reps. It's a lot of it is just a mental game. Like that minute, 2 minutes before you go into the set, visualize what you're about to do. See it in your head, believe in it. I told myself 5 reps, I said it to myself. That manifestation is such a powerful thing. And I told myself, like, from rep 2, give it everything. Because the first rep's always slow. The second rep dictates how the rest of the set's gonna follow. You know, if the second rep's slow, you're screwed. So on stiff legs, always the first one's pretty slow off the ground, but then you just got to build that momentum once you get going. So fucking happy with that. I can tell it felt hard. Like, you can see like that I'm leaner in the way that it moved in terms of just like my thoracic rounding a bit more. But I know what's safe for me, and that was safe. That was very safe, to be honest. Yeah, very, very happy.
I would have been like decently happy with a decent 4-repper, but in my head I really wanted 5. Like 5 was the absolute goal for that set because it's what I've been retaining for such a long time. To still be taking it despite being now like 13 kilos down is such a win. Like, I'm so happy with that. And the rest of the session follows suit, to be honest. Everything retained, despite, you know, a calorie drop being enforced 2 days ago. You know, we're still doing what we need to do, and it just gives me a lot of confidence going into the prep next year. So yeah, very happy. Very good session. Happy with the look at the end. As you can see, that is the flattest I will be for a while, like a long while. And yeah, we are down from 95.8 all the way down to 83.0 this morning. So pretty much 13 kilos off. So yeah, very, very happy with the look. But I'm just really happy to see how the look is when the carbs hit, because currently I'm very flat. I feel pretty empty when I train. Once I get going and I warm up, I feel good, especially with the oats I have, they sit well. The pump products I implement really helps as well. I'm being well hydrated, but I feel like I forgot what like a proper good pump feels like. So I can't wait for that. But yeah, good session done. Now it's time to get in for the post-workout meal, which isn't much, but this is the last day of digging. So I've got that, then I'm gonna pick up Milo, be with him for the evening. Once he's down for sleep, I'll get in the rest of my steps I need to do on the walking pad, which really is a smart way of, like, if you struggle to get steps in, get a walking pad. It helps so much. You just don't have to go out. You can just do it at your own place and, you know, tick that box off. But yeah, lots of positives to take from today, so very happy. Right, so post-workout meal, we have 200 grams of chicken breast and then 50 grams of cream of rice in here. So yeah, basically, I don't really like, because I've already had whey twice, so I don't want to have too much whey. So I'm having some chicken now. Next meal will also be chicken. But yeah, like I said, most of my carbohydrates were pre-workout. So in this meal, we've got fuck all, tiny bit of carbs, and then some protein. No fats post-workout. I never have fats post-workout just because it helps with digestion and getting carbohydrates in a little bit quicker. And I much prefer slowing down the digestion rate pre-workout and having the majority of my fats, you know, pre-training or pre-bed, just to keep hunger in a good position when I'm trying to sleep as well. So we have a gram of salt in here as well. So I have 4 grams of sodium a day, a little bit of sriracha and ketchup. And yeah, I'm fucking starting literally salivating. I'm so hungry. Right, so final meal of the day. I just did like 3k steps on the walking pad. But like I said, that thing makes my life so much easier, because obviously I've got Milo, I can't go out, right? So it's like essential. Otherwise I'll be walking laps around the kitchen trying to get steps in, which would be a struggle. But yeah, so final meal of the day. I'm absolutely starving, not gonna lie. So I'm very excited to eat this. Yeah, definitely like the flattest now. Like I feel like the energy is definitely at the lowest before obviously tomorrow where we start increasing food again. But just excited to see, you know, tomorrow's look and what that's going to bring with the work we put in to finish this pre-prep diet. But yeah, this is 250 grams of yogurt, 20 grams of whey, 5 grams of nut butter, very small amount, and then 50 grams of berries. So it just wraps up the rest of my calories. So in this meal, there is 40 grams of protein, there is 10 grams of carbs, and there's like 3 grams of fat, 2 grams of fat, very low. But yeah, just if you're someone that struggles when they sleep and they struggle with their ability to stay asleep because they're hungry and prep, you've got 2 ways of looking at this. Now with myself, I actually find if I was to have like oats or something like that before bed, I wake up hungrier. Around like 3 p.m. I probably wake up pretty hungry, whereas just having something that's a little bit easier on my stomach and isn't gonna, I don't know, trigger cravings or anything like that, it's easier. It just, for myself, it works way better. So it's not too much food, but it's enough, and yogurt sits really nicely 2 months before bed. It digests a little bit slower and it keeps me full. So it's, you know, ideal meal to put in before bed. There's a little bit of fat there. I know it's not much, but it's going to help just, you know, keep appetite down and help myself get a good sleep. My sleep's actually been amazing. Like my sleep's been really good recently, and I think it's because obviously it's a lot colder now. But I also think being leaner, I don't know, I sleep better. I think there's a kind of change like later into prep. Obviously sleep gets a lot worse when you get a lot leaner. But so far it's been pretty good. But yeah, I'm gonna eat this because, like I said, I'm starving. Cookie dough whey in this yogurt is very nice, like really really nice, especially with peanut butter in it. That's good. So it's 50 grams of raspberries. Delicious. Right, so I finished that meal. I was kind of talking, I was like, yeah, I just need to eat this meal. But yeah, so the food today was, the macros were 175 grams of carbs, 40 grams of fat, and 230 grams of protein. So that is the total food for today. This food is the lowest my food is going to be, this pre-prep, obviously, well, this ends tomorrow. But it's literally been ran for 3 days. Before that, we were doing 200 carbs. So we pulled 25 carb away as of Wednesday just to really just finish strong and just get a little bit more off. And if you're wondering why I'm doing that, it's because firstly, training was in a really good position and it went well anyway. So it was clearly the smart move. Secondly, there's merit to kind of just create a bit more room to like go up, because realistically, like I could make the most of a few more days and get a bit more off, and then I can just go up really slow. To grow muscle, you don't need to be going up quick. So if I can pull off body weight fast without losing muscle, I can then grow a lot of muscle in that time in the future, if that makes sense, because I can go up slowly. So I've given myself that extra bit of room now to climb up at that appropriate pace and actually move upwards, so as opposed to just sitting still. So, you know, now I can gain like maybe 1 kilo a month and then start prep. You know, let's say I step on the scale tomorrow, I'm in the mid 82s, 83, 84, 85, 86-ish, you know, like 3.5 kilos to 4 kilos to be gained in December, January, February, March. So as opposed to like a month of just maintenance, which isn't the end of the world. If I do that full prep, it does work well, but this just gives me more room to grow now. So it made absolute sense. So yeah, tomorrow I check in, we set the food up to enter my next stint of growing, and then we'll be starting prep. So yeah, it's been a pretty easy diet, to be honest. It's been a very easy diet. Yeah, until like literally the last week, I guess, it's been very, very easy. So yeah, I really haven't noticed low energy until like today, this evening. But other than that, like my energy's been fine. It's just the hunger's obviously high, which is just part of it. It's just part of dieting. But I much prefer this than pushing loads of calories, always. And I'm very excited for what's to come into next year. So that just motivates me even more. But yeah, I appreciate all you watching. If you're still watching the video, that means a lot to me. Like, I appreciate all the support on YouTube. As always, thank you for watching. Drop a like, I really appreciate that as well. If you're new to the YouTube, subscribe. We've got a whole prep series to come next year, and obviously the uploads will be ramped up. I'm not going to miss out on that opportunity to show you guys my competition prep to the absolute fullest. So yeah, appreciate all the support. I'll catch you in the next video. See you soon.